Running back depth, circle that right there. Check. That's a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Is it just
if one goes out?
Is it just Singleton?
Well, him and the other guy. It's going to be Johnson.
And that's the back.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So
you got to have some bench there. See, I'm not moving on to Alabama, but I think that's a plus.
Yeah.
For them, they got several running backs.
So what's the nifty line left? Let's go through what they got left.
All right.
Tight end Theo Johnson, cornerback Johnny Dixon, wide receiver Smith, offensive lineman Salem Wormley, another defensive back Deron Ellis, and Creighton Allen. Now I just mentioned the running backs. Nick Singleton and Johnson, 6'6", 260, 20 catches for 328 yards. He's going to be definitely
he's hard to bring down. Obviously.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a receiver. They put him back there trying to have somebody else.
Wow.
But Dixon and Kalen King are fifth-year seniors for D-backs jail. Penn State Stadium opened in 1961.
Wow, not as old as I thought.
No, I thought it'd been 51.
That's 60.
But they're getting a new stadium.
62 years old. That's not bad.
Probably 2 years.
Because he said Ohio State was 100.
Receiver-wise, the Lambert Smith kid I just mentioned.
He's good.
He had 5 catches for 80 total yards in Rose Bowl game. Against Michigan State. 124 yards catching against Utah in the Rose Bowl. And the Cephas kid coming from Kent State. And then McLean guy from Florida State. These are going to be good additions for Penn State.
Cephas. I've heard of Cephas.
So that McLean guy is supposed to be pretty good. That's come from Florida State.
But I knew Lambert Smith. I knew he had some big games. Your Clifford's gone, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Drew Aller, Allar. Drew Aller, quarterback, number 15 on his jersey, number 1 in your hearts for the Penn State Nittany Lions. However you say that. He's from Ohio, 6'5", 230 pounds. He's not really a true dual-threat guy, but he can scramble around. He can get you out of trouble. 515 passes for 7 interceptions. Not a bad ratio there.
He's throwing an interception every 75 passes.
Now, we don't know if they're catching all of them.
We said, if he's only complete. We're not saying he's complete.
13% completion percentage.
But 7 interceptions.
He's supposed to be good.
500 passes.
Jeff says he's garbage, and they're going to beat them 50-0.
Did he say that really?
No.
Oh.
The D-back, Ellis, alongside Brown, they played the whole season last year. Mm-hmm. So that's a check for them. They do have good ball skills. They have 7 pass breakups, and they were 4th on the team. And this is their 3rd year as of being 3rd-year starters.
That's good, having 2-3-year guys in the secondary.
KJ Winston will be competing with these defensive backs. With them, Brown was a defensive MVP for the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
January 10th, he went to the NFL draft, but the linebacker Jacob, he is to return. He is a real big-time playmaker. So, sophomore, Dual Carter at linebacker is going to be a difference maker for him. Defensive end Adis Isaac returns. Had 5 tackles versus Utah in the Rose Bowl. Should be a top draft guy. He's looking to build some draft stock. Offensive lineman Vasciana will be a back. He's going to be the biggest leader on the offensive line. 6'6", 308 pounds. So for the Lions, freshman to look out for, defensive back King Mack. I broke him down.
King Mack.
I remember doing him back in the summer out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
My memory serves me correctly. He plays at a small Presbyterian-like school, Jersey area, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. Up there somewhere.
Right.
He's got all kind of school records. He's not a real big guy, but he's really fast. And film shows he gets out the quarterback very well.
Really?
King Mack. Yes, he played at. Oh, I'm sorry. He played at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, well, yeah, never mind.
Okay,
that's all you need to know.
Okay, and moving on. The tight end Andrew Rapella and Barnwell and Schaffler. These are all tight ends. They're going to try to add to the lineup to be that old Alabama-looking team where you come in with 2 tight ends set, and they're going to try to run the ball.
Good setup.
Because Coach Franklin, that's what he wants to do. And DeMarco Nelson He is from Selma High School right here in Alabama.
Wow.
Track star.
Ooh.
He run the 400 and some kind of
Track star.
state record at Alabama, AHSAA, I don't know, something. You could look him up. His name, I'll say it again.
What was it again? I know it was. Is it an easy one?
Dakari, Dakara Nelson.
Okay.
Dakari.
Okay. Dakara Nelson.
Yes.
He from Selma.
Mm-hmm. Linebacker Keys and Rojos, they're
Sorry, guys.
4-star athletes. They're top 10 players. So that's 4 names I've added on linebackers that they've got.
Good. Going to be pretty stacked on defense.
Got some guys back that's played 3 straight years. Got a 5th-year seniors at defensive back. Running back wise, Landon Montgomery, freshman to look out for. He's from Scranton Prep, not from Scranton Paper.
Scranton. Oh, that's the one on.
The Office.
Yeah, I love that show.
It is funny.
It is good.
He had 2,400 yards, 36 touchdowns.
36.
His junior year.
How many yards?
2,400. What'd Worm have his senior year?
25.
Okay.
26.
So, it's in that caliber. Worm was great.
Yeah.
Talking about Jeremy Bryant. It was at Cedar Bluff. If some of y'all may know Coach Short, he probably does.
They were just talking about him today. I think he had 26. 12 yards to carry.
But he got looked over. Landon Montgomery at Scranton Prep. He got his knee hurt his senior year.
Not taking nothing away from Jeremy, but that's a lot bigger school than Cedar Bluff.
Scranton Prep, I guess.
Oh, that's
probably.
big. Well, see, Pennsylvania consolidated everything. Most states have.
Okay.
Except for
Alabama, Mississippi.
Alabama, Mississippi is all I know of.
So he's going to be a guy to maybe look out for at Penn State. Some young guys. So that's kind of what it is. Penn State. So with that being said, I mentioned again Landon Montgomery and Cam Wallace. Those are names to write down for your Nittany Lions. Jeff, write those names down after they run all over y'all and when they beat y'all. I'm just kidding.
He's like, what? Hey, you could have a freshman sensation, could you not?
Just remember those names. September 2nd, they're at home. Penn State opens with West Virginia. They will then play Delaware. They're at home in a whiteout on CBS. Probably be a noon game. September 23rd, guys. Pay attention here. September 23rd at home. It's been 2 years since they played the Hawkeyes. It's always a good game. Iowa ran the ball very successfully on them. The next week they will be at Northeastern. Then they will be home playing UMass. October 22nd, mark your calendar. Jeff, that's the day that we need you to cut your TV off and do some meditation. No TV that day.
Ohio State and Penn State. No, you can't watch that.
You can't watch that. You're out of luck, Jeff. Be at Ohio State. Be a big game.
That's not going to happen, is it?
No. He needs to do a live video. Do a live video, Jeff, and tag us in it when the game's on. And we'll see how you get down up there.
We'll give you $500 if you just come down here and hang out and not watch the game. He won't do it.
After that game, they will come home and play Indiana. Then they will be at Maryland playing Tua's little brother. Then November 11th, the Penn State Lions will be at home. November 11th, probably cold, maybe weather, playing Michigan. Then they play at home again the next week. They got Rutgers. Then to finish the season, wobble, wobble, gobble to you, wobble. November 25th at Michigan State. And the Iowa quarterback, of course, is McNamara. He's in Iowa now.
So what are you thinking? I'm thinking 9-3, 8-4. What do you think? Are you thinking possibly 10-2?
Yeah. With those kind of guys, they win 9 at worst.
At worst.
I say they win 9.
Are they going to be on Franklin's butt if they don't win 9? Because they like to give him a hard time. I think he's a good coach.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He's done a good job there. Yep, and the schedule, and and Jeff can back me up on this. They've been a thorn in Ohio State's side at times.
Yeah.
When Zeke and him won it in 2014, the next year, Ohio State was a good favorite to win it again, and Penn State upset them. I know you remember that, Jeff. I'm just saying, do you remember that specific game? I think they shut Zeke down, and I think Zeke actually called out the coaching staff for not running them enough. Do you remember all that taking place?
Between the rough games, they could go 10-2. Yeah, I say it best. Mason says, in the 3 years of freshman to junior high school in Ohio, and I promise you, OSU fans are as obnoxious and as rabid as Bama fans are. There you go. Well, they're passionate about their fan base.
Well, what did Jeff say about their record? 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah, he thinks they could win 10 games. At best,
Jeff, you think they can?
they could.
Are you worried about them, Jeff? Because, like I said, you know what happened in 15 or 16, whenever it was.
It's at Ohio State, so
well, more than likely not.
Now, here's something that we can put out there, and I'll let you move into Wisconsin. They got a new coach. If Ohio State was to lose that game, or let's just say they do, but, Michigan, because that's the East. Penn State, Ohio State, they're all in the East, right? Because the West is... West is Wisconsin and all them. Iowa
Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Purdue. Maybe we said Minnesota.
It's kind of like the West.
Illinois.
It's kind of like the West and Bama.
Yeah,
you got LSU and Bama. And
I think they call it North and South, or they used to. I don't know.
They said East and West.
East and West. Now maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm thinking of another conference. But
so what I'm saying is, Coach Day, if they don't produce, man, what's up? I mean, do y'all think does Ohio State, they gonna be looking to move on?
No.
Because there's Yammer on. Late Kick is on. Right, he's fixing to come on. Late Kick Live with Josh Pate. Love his show.
But he does, with Henderson, Williams.
He just put the question out there. Is he in trouble? Is there a hot seat?
Well, he's got two good running backs, Henderson and Williams. He's got two good receivers, Harrison and Igbuka. He might need to at least play for it.
They had Georgia.
I'm not saying win it. Play for it.
So he better get in the title game this year.
Yeah, because after last year,
this is it.
They had Georgia beat.
Yeah, now this is it.
They had a good chance to beat Georgia. I'm not going to say they had them beat. Nobody has anybody beat.
But this is the last year of the 14.
Right. That's true.
They better get in there.
Ever moving on from here unless they.
He better get in there this year.
I think they'll go 12-2, 13-2. No, or 14-1. 13-2 at worst.
He said we can't lose. They can't lose that game to Penn State. I wouldn't think they. I imagine that Ohio State would be a 6-point favorite.
I wouldn't think they would lose that game to Penn State. I just know Penn State has a propensity to pull an upset on them every now and then.
Purdue is always pulling some. They better hope they're not ranked number one. Purdue comes to town. But if you're ranked number one,
can you say they did beat more ranked teams than anybody?
Not ranked number one teams. If they're ranked in the top 5, if Purdue is ranked and you're number one, you're probably not going to win.
You're done.
You're probably not going to win. Odds are against you. It's amazing.
Wow. And then